opportunity to etch their names forever in the history books of Pittsburgh professional wrestling. And here we go.
Right in that injured leg. Oh my God, right in the head. I am in shock. System Elite has done what no one could do for 27 months. They have beat the main event.
And I'm sorry. Against System Elite in the finals, I took my eye off the ball.
Nobody expected it. Put an asterisk right by System Elite. Your first ever Rise Tag Team Champion.
And still, your Rise Tag Team Champion.
Right now, we're standing here without any championships. System Elite will have to face the main event.
What have you done in Rise for the past couple months? We're here every single month defending these titles, and we're winning.
While the main event is that Rise Wrestling to become champions.
We beat the team that nobody could beat.
Don't come into our house and say you're the home team.
We don't want you. They want us.
If System Elite wins, the main event will never wrestle at Rise Wrestling.
At the anniversary show, it's System Elite versus the main event, and we get rid of you for good.
System Elite,
Welcome to the main event.
The best tag team in Pittsburgh today. The perfect combination of size, speed, and power. They are the metahuman Duke Davis, the Pro Wrestling All-Star. They are the main event.
The main event has traveled the country.
It is feast or famine. Duke Davis just said it's time to eat, and we're going to find out if the main event will feast tonight, because it is win or go home. It is championships or bust. If the main event does not defeat System Elite for those championships here tonight, their Rise career is over. It's ironclad. It's in the contract. If Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. do not win those titles, they will never wrestle at Rise again.
And the main event, as I started to say, they have been traveling the country, winning tag team gold all over this land, and now they have come home to Rise Wrestling with one thing on their minds, and that is to win the tag team champions, so much so that they have, like you said, Jim, they put their careers on the line.
come and fast chopper with the zoo.
The asterisk in the 3-year history of Rise Pro Wrestling. No honor and no respect among thieves, but those two thieves took the gold and they've kept the gold. It was last March that System Elite shocked the Stronghold using a pair of steel chair shots to be the first team to defeat the main event in 27 months. And since that time, they have done whatever it takes. They have sunk to every and any low to maintain control of Rise's tag team division. And as we said, it's the ultimate stakes in our first half feature presentation, because we will see the championship coronation of the main event or the end of the main event's Rise careers.
That's it. It is win or go home here tonight. And like we stated, by hook or by crook, using, as I've stated before, a lot of the methods of the wrong crowd, all these two guys have ever cared about is leaving this building with the tag team titles. And you know what? They do not have to pin System Elite for this to happen tonight, to end their career. Hey, if System Elite gets disqualified, that's a loss.
And Paul, you can feel the tension in this building.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Rise Tag Team Championships. Introducing first the challengers, towering in at a combined height of 12 feet, 10 inches tall, the team of the Meta-Human, Duke Davis, the All-Star, Gannon Jones Jr. They are the main event! And introducing their opponents, they are the first ever Rise Tag Team Champions at a combined weight of 446 pounds, the team of Big Bad Ty Cross and the new ugly Hendrick Everhart, System Elite!
And wait a minute, they just jumped the main event with those championships and the bell hasn't rung.
No, it hasn't. But again, this is System Elite. This has been their MO the whole time. Whatever it takes to walk out with those titles.
Paul, the main event were undefeated for 27 months here in Rise. The only team to defeat the main event in Rise are in fact System Elite. And now this matchup is officially underway after Gannon and Duke were completely jumped. And Paul, we know that the main event are big time players.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I have to ask, when you have your career on the line, how does that change your psyche heading into a matchup, quite literally the biggest matchup of their Rise careers?
Well, this is going to be in the back of their mind that if they do not win these titles here tonight, they are done. So this could help or hinder. You're either going to fight for your life and keep going, or in the back of your mind you're going to slip, and then the next thing you know, you're out of Rise Wrestling for good.
The main event have been cornerstones of Rise Wrestling. I would have to ask, what does Rise Wrestling look like without the main event in tow?
Well, I'll tell you what, it would not be good if we would lose the main event. Yeah, like you said, they are the cornerstone of Rise Wrestling. They've spent a lot of their time this year in and out of Rise, obviously, traveling the country, and I would be remiss to say if both these gentlemen, both Duke Davis and Gannon Jones, were recently at the WWE Performance Center for a tryout. But Rise Wrestling would never be the same if the main event were not to be here.
And think of this, Paul. That WWE Performance Center that these two were at just last week, they had a chance to perform in front of some of the brightest and biggest minds in the history of this sport. Names like William Regal, Norman Smiley, etc., etc.
Sure. And
what does that say about their pedigree as athletes? To me, that's a stamp of approval for the ability of the main event.
Oh, without a doubt. Hopefully Regal had his shoes on the right feet this time, but that's another story for another time. But yeah, I mean, they just had the biggest opportunity of their career. They're on a high right now, but tonight they can go from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows if they cannot beat System Elite.
And what a cruel business this could be, because as we said just last week, they were in front of legends like William Regal. And here tonight, they could end up having their Rise career, their home promotion. They could have the door closed on that chapter if they're defeated here.
Sure, just like that, they can go from the penthouse to the outhouse.
And we've said that the main event are tag team continuity personified. Perhaps the only team that brings more continuity than the main event could be System Elite themselves.
Sure. And you heard Edric Everhart stating that this was their ring. And I think this is part of the problem System Elite has with Duke and Gannon. While they feel that while they...
Wait a minute, cover here, Paul. Continue, please.
They feel while they have been here defending those championships, System Elite has been off, not protecting the home territory. They have been traveling the country. They have won gold in several promotions outside of Pittsburgh. And to me, I don't care. You know what? They are still a cornerstone of this business, and they need to be here at Rise Wrestling.
Let's not get it twisted, Paul. The only reason that System Elite are defending their championships against the main event here tonight is because the main event put their careers on the line.
Well, sure. Really, the main event never got a rematch, or at least a match for the opportunity to gain those titles once System Elite did win them. And to be honest with you, I don't think System Elite ever wanted to give them a rematch. But like you said, the main event upped the ante by putting their careers on the line.
And that's the only way that System Elite would have put their name on the dotted line. They only want the chance to try to rid themselves of the main event.
Sure.
Because quite frankly, I think it goes without saying that the main event are the biggest threat to their championship reign. As good as System Elite are, the argument has always been made just who is the best tag team in Rise.
System Elite continues to feel that way, and really, if you want to go by pure statistics, they have a win over them.
And speaking of tag team strategy, we saw Ty Cross, Edric Everhart there, keeping Gannon Jones Jr. in their corner, keeping him away from Duke Davis, who's on the floor right now.
Well, that's the other half. They continue to attack Duke as he tries to get back up on that ring apron, keeping Duke on the floor, Gannon on the mat. Gannon's trying to get over there for a tag, and he's down on the floor.
And there you see it, proof positive, Gannon reaching for a tag as Duke is trying to pull himself back up off the floor after he got the cheap shot from System Elite. Very calculating as Everhart with that neck breaker.
It's gone by 5 minutes.
He measured it for the utmost effectiveness.
Well executed neck breaker by Edric Everhart. Hey, these guys are no slouches. They know they're wrestling. They might be a couple of jerks lately, but they know how it is to compete, and they are definitely tag team specialists.
And here's where he can sap the energy from the bigger opponent, squeezing and restricting the breathing with something as simple as a chin lock. Elementary but effective. And that shows you how polished System Elite are, because they can maximize the impact of those maneuvers. But Gannon, with an act of desperation, throws a drop kick. The vertical leap was impressive, but does he have enough left in the tank?
He does not. As you see, Edric Everhart had a little more in him, was able to get over and make the tag. And once again, Ty Cross attacking Duke Davis on the outside of that apron. Now Duke's on the floor again, so even if Gannon can get up and get to that corner, Duke's not there.
Let's not forget that that's concrete out there.
Every time he hits that, it takes just a little more out of the metahuman.
And this is where System Elite shows you how ruthless they are, because Ty Cross didn't hesitate whatsoever to try to asphyxiate Gannon Jones Jr. in that exchange.
No, and basically right now they're turning this into a 2-on-1 by having Duke Davis down on the outside.
So meticulous is Ty Cross, picking his shots. Hitting Gannon in the kidneys, the ribs. Cover here. And he forced Gannon to move his weight to get his shoulders off the canvas.
Yep, continuing to have Gannon Jones expend energy to kick off that out of those pin attempts as they're trying to wear Gannon down.
And while the championships are proof of the skill of System Elite, how often do you see the main event in jeopardy like this?
No, that's not very often. And again, I would be remiss if I said if you look into the corner of of the main event, well, now Duke's finally getting his way up there. But for a good 5 minutes, Duke was on the floor trying to recover from those shots he's taken.
Duke looks like he may be favoring his ribs, Paul.
Yeah, he may hit them on the way out, Nick.
And Duke with the reprieve. Gannon spikes Edric.
Now he's got to get over there to Duke. He's got to get over to make the tag, but unfortunately, he did not position himself very well in that desperation slam attempt. Edric is kind of blocking the way between himself and Duke Davis.
Pain etched on the face of Gannon Jones Jr. He has to make it to the corner. How bad does Gannon want those tag team championships?
Not only
it's
that,
gut check time. How far can you dig down?
Sure, not only the championships, but their career.
It's all or nothing for the main event.
He got the tag. Look out. Here comes Duke Davis, the proverbial house of fire.
The metahuman is taking over. And inches away from claiming those championships.
Edric Everhart may have just saved the tag team titles for System Elite.
Super kick right on the button. And the momentum tilting once again. High stakes situation here in the Stronghold. Final cut.
He got him.
Edric bouncing on impact.
He got all of it on that.
Rolling elbow from Ty Cross. Textbook spine buster puts the Pro Wrestling All-Star down.
Ty Cross, the last man standing right now, but look out, Duke Davis is back up.
High drama for the Rise Tag Team Championship.
I don't think Ty Cross realizes Duke is up on his feet, and he's right behind. Oh, he knows now, brother.
Look out. Did Duke get enough? Did he get enough? No, did not get the elevation.
Not get any closer than that, though.
Perhaps if Duke Davis was able to get full elevation on that, we would be looking at new champions right now. But let's not forget the main event's Rise careers are still in jeopardy. And how strategic is that? Edric intercepts.
And he just posted.
Gannon. Another rolling elbow. Duke is on Dream Street.
10 minutes gone by, 10 minutes.
And Paul, we could be moments away from seeing the end of the main event in Rise.
Duke fighting back now, though.
I believe he got him with the Ace Crusher. The Ace Crusher, it's over.
Duke Davis digging way, way down. Getting his shoulders off that canvas and not only saved their career on that one.
That was a messy exchange, but Everhart got the Ace Crusher out of that. Para super kicks, nowhere for Duke Davis to go. And Gannon diving to save the main event's career. And look at the results, Paul. 4 athletes exhausted in the center of the ring.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Oh, look out! Unbelievable! I defy anyone in independent wrestling today. Find an athlete that's 6'7" that can do that.
You won't find one, that's for sure. Now,
bottom line, the main event are special, Paul. Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. are special, special athletes.
And there are just bodies laying all around this ring right now. All 4 men down. Whoever gets to their feet first is going to have a distinct advantage here.
No one has been able to unseat System Elite.
All 4 men standing, and here they go.
And it's broken down. It's now a fight. It's tooth and nail. as these four athletes scratch and claw a tug-of-war for the future of Rise's tag team division.
Gannon Jones Jr., Ty Cross on the outside, Duke Davis, Edric Everhart on the inside. This battle is raging on.
Edric gonna take a chance.
And he caught a stiff left hand from Gannon Jones Jr. Gannon Jones calling out the play.
Oh, wait, what? I don't know what 319 means. Look out!
It means System Elite just got dropped.
The metahuman was a human torpedo, and he took out everybody.
And now Duke Davis calling out a play.
Oh, geez. Paul Gannon's going for a highlight reel moment. Look out!
He got it.
Again, I defy anyone to find an athlete at 6'7" that can do that. And he's doing it all for those Rise Tag Team Championships. There is no chance the main event will not take. Their backs are against the wall, and they're going to give it everything they have.
Oh, they have to, because if they don't come out victorious, they are done here at Rise Wrestling.
Wait a minute. Ty Cross has a championship. An interception of sorts, Paul.
That's it.
That's an INT. Credit to Duke Davis.
Not tonight, buddy.
Ty Cross gets planted.
He got him.
Main event gets the victory.
And new Rise Tag Team Champions, the Metahuman Duke Davis, the All-Star Gannon Jones Jr., the main event.
The main event has done it. They have not only unseated System Elite to become the tag team champions, but their career goes on here at Rise Wrestling.
Nearly a year in the making. All the miles traveled from the Stronghold to the Performance Center, from New York to Pennsylvania to Toronto. The main event, their money, the main event are champions. And the best tag team in Pittsburgh can now call themselves the Rise Tag Team Champions.
Congratulations, Duke Davis and Gannon Jones Jr. on becoming the new Rise Tag Team Champions.
The stranglehold of System Elite has been released. The asterisk has been erased. And the best tag team in Pittsburgh makes their claim to the Rise Tag Team Championships. What a moment. What a moment for the main event, and what a moment for Rise Wrestling.
Everybody trying to rip the coat, get it back to the trap.